Number one toxic trait that women have. Guys, this video is slightly different. I want to address mostly the men who have been in toxic relationships or relationships where they feel like they couldn't truly be themselves, or maybe they were used, maybe they were manipulated. If you are one of those guys, this video is going to be great for you. It's going to save you a lot of misery. If you are not one of these guys, well then in this video you will find out that you have some strong suits. You're doing some things very right that prevent you from being used by other people. Let's get it.
Who's gonna carry the boat?
For the sake of this video, I will assume that I'm talking to someone who has been in a toxic relationship. Maybe while you're watching this, you are in a toxic relationship. Maybe you've ended a relationship like that recently, or maybe you've had one years ago. There is one thing I want you to know about manipulative women, because there is one trait that makes these manipulative women different from emotionally healthy women. And this could be painful for some men to hear, but you have to realize if you've been in one or especially more toxic relationships where you maybe got manipulated, you have to think for yourself, what caused this toxic woman to fall for me? And maybe she's told you it's because you're the prettiest, you're the sweetest, you're the smartest, you're the best. Honestly, I hate fear-mongering or creating drama where it's not needed, but highly likely if she told you these things, but she did treat you badly, you have been lied to. That is not how she saw you. Look, as complicated as attraction is, and it is a complicated formula with tons and tons of parameters and variables, you could pretty much boil it down to how much value does someone add to your life. For example, think of how much her appearance, her lifestyle, her personality, how all of those things hold a certain value for you. Keeping that in mind, now ask yourself, if you attract the wrong women and you want to know why, what value does your personality bring to her life? Because this is where it gets interesting. There is one characteristic that is very unattractive to healthy women, but to toxic women, it is just delightful. Inferiority turns off healthy women, but toxic women drool over it. If you feel like you're inferior, like you're not good enough, or at least not good enough for her, then this is gonna do multiple things, and I'm gonna list these for you right now so you can keep them into account and make a change. 1. You set too few boundaries. Insecure people are less likely to confront their partner with bad behavior. And obviously to a toxic woman, for example, a narcissistic woman, this is lovely, because if you are not likely to confront her when she's showing behavior that you don't respect or that you don't like, that you don't want to see more of, then she can get away with it. Number 2, you're helping her ego. I don't think it's any news to you that in general, women are attracted to higher status. That's why the whole pickup guys, they're obsessed with being
A high status male.
right? Well, if you are dating a very toxic woman, especially someone with a superiority complex or someone with narcissism, they love dating a guy who thinks he's lower value. And that guy feeling like lower value feeds into her feeling of being higher value, of being the superior one, of being the really good one. She's just better than you, and your mindset, the way you feel about yourself, facilitates this feeling for her. And that's why she keeps you around. Number 3, you give her validation. People who are inferior tend to give more approval to others. That's just how it is. And then the question is she with you for your love or for your praise? Now listen up, because this is where it gets interesting. Women who value praise over love, they desire status. Women who value love over praise, they are the ones who desire connection. Number 4 is that you are more easy to manipulate. If she gets angry, she doesn't get things her way, you are just less likely to stand up for herself, and she's gonna get what she wants. You're easier to mold, you're easier to toy around, she gets what she wants, and at the end of the day, that's the most important to her. And number 5, you won't leave her. Look, if you feel inferior, if you don't feel like you're good enough, if you have low self-esteem, you are way less likely to leave your partner, even when deep down you might realize that they're not treating you well. I can't make too broad of a generalizations, but for example, especially with borderliners, if your ex or your current girlfriend is a borderliner, they generally have such a fear of being abandoned, and that's why they love dating a guy who feels inferior, because they know that this guy is way less likely to leave. Guys, I feel kind of weird making a video like this because usually I don't like to zoom in on these little niche toxic things and like, oh, everyone's bad and stuff. I don't want people to be afraid. I think dating is amazing. I think most people are amazing. The reason why I'm making this video is because I get a lot of questions and a lot of emails, and sometimes more often than I would want to, there are guys who are in tough situations like this. So I feel like a video to address these guys and give them a wake-up call is very needed. And this is my message for you. There is good news here at the end of this video. There is a solution. And that solution is that you can change. You can even start today to change. And when you grow as a man, the more you grow, the less attractive you become to this type of woman, to this type of people in general, also to manipulative men that might be using you because they see that you're an easy prey. When you grow as a guy, you will start to repulse more and more of these people. You no longer hold value to their twisted needs. You're not just a little puppet anymore that they can play around with. It makes me think of a study that I read about robbers, people that rob people on the street. They asked a whole bunch of these thieves how they select their targets. There's a whole research about it, but it can be summarized pretty briefly, and it's just they analyze your body language and they can see by the way you carry yourself whether you would allow yourself to be robbed easily or not. Pretty much, if you're low confidence, they'll rob from you. They'll steal your phone, they'll steal your watch, and so on. If you walk around the street and the robber sees, okay, this guy seems to carry himself quite well, he's not an easy target, we're not gonna steal from him. It's exactly the same with manipulative women picking the guy they want to be in a relationship with. If you've clicked on this video and you watched it and you could relate with some of it, maybe you know that you've been one of these guys that has been used, or maybe you're afraid this could happen to you. First of all, I think it's brave that you are watching this video, that you could admit it to yourself and you're trying to do better. If you'd allow me to help you more, I would say hop on my free newsletter. In the video description, get any of the free downloads and I'll send you a whole bunch of tips that increase your self-esteem, that teach you how to carry yourself like a self-respecting man. And I'll share a bunch of tips, very practical tips for you to become a guy that repels people who have bad intentions. If you really want to step it up a notch, you're fed up with it, you want to change now, then hop on a free call with us to see if you can enroll in one of our trainings where we'll take you by the hand, mentor you for 12 weeks straight, do anything we can to get you to the complete other side of the spectrum. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. See you later. I love you.